Good morning, Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague. Before we proceed, let me quickly recognize His Excellency, the Executive Governor for your state, Engineer Abiodun Oluwaseyi Makinde, is here to join us in the occasion of marking the first year anniversary of this assembly. Mr. Speaker, before we proceed, permit me to move a point of order. And my point of order is to suspend Order 10, Rule 73 and 74 of Oyo State House Rule in order for us to entertain stranger into the gallery. Distinguished colleague, I so submit.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Salami Waliwa Indi, Honorable representing Repo Olonsogo, State Constituency. I hereby second the motion as moved by the Leader of the House.
Those in favor that the order be suspended in order for us to entertain strangers on the gallery, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, before we proceed to the next item on the order paper, permit me to recognize dignitary that His Excellency is the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo, and with him also is His Excellency Ambassador Oladejo Taufik Arapaja. You are welcome, sir. Equally, we have Her Excellency Alaja Mutia Naraja with us here. Equally, His Excellency Aliaji Asin Bolarumi is equally here. His Excellency Engineer Amid Baramosi is equally here. Our Excellency Ambassador Ronke Adefope is equally here. The Chief Judge of Oyo State, Justice Iyabo Subulade Yerima, you're welcome. President Customary Court of Appeal, Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdulkani is equally here, you're welcome. Former Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly and the Distinguished Senator of Federal Bank of Nigeria, Senator Monsura Sumono is equally here, you're welcome. National Assembly member from Oyo State who are here, you are equally welcome. Secretary of the State Government, Professor Kudirat Adeyemo, you are welcome. Seated beside her is our own dear brother, a former distinguished member of this assembly, Chief Segun Ogunwuyi, the Chief of Staff to the State Government. You are welcome, sir. Sitting beside him is the Head of Service of Oyo State, Honorable Mrs. Olugumi MNI. You are welcome, ma'am. Deputy Chief of Staff, our own dear brother here, District Honorable Fola Sunday, you are welcome. Honorable Commissioner for your state, who are here, you are all recognized. Oyo State PDP Executive Member, led by Aliaji, you are welcome. Executive Advisor, Special Advisor, Executive Assistant, Senior Special Advisor.
His Excellency himself, they've celebrated their own first year. So, any response, any comment? Honorable Tunde Kende.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is our rural road, sir. Very, very important. I remembered there was a day we had a meeting with you. Then you got there, so from I think around the Betty, you lost a tire. So, and there's this saying, we pay in October, governor, over Bossijo,
commissioned by Kenzie Okebuwansa. You have done very wonderfully well to us, but I still want to remind you that the last time when we were presenting budgets, we talked about Ikpakpo to Shaki Road, which I saw that some works have been started there, have been commenced. We believe that by the grace of God, we want to have a standard of Iseyin by the road that will happen from Ikpakpo or Iseyin to Shaki Road. I believe that by the grace of God, you are capable to do that, and you are going to do so. More so, Executive Governor of the state, we have from Okaka down to Babode, it's just 35 kilometers. The road was constructed by Governor Akala, and the state of that road now is highly dilapidated, and we believe with just a little touch rehabilitation can be done, and this will cover up even to the boundary of Atisbo local government there. Also, sir, I want to really appreciate you, sir. The Alaga Ilero Igona down to Ijo has been awarded. The rehabilitation has been commenced. We believe that if more efforts are still put forward to push the contractor to do a very speedy work there, within a single hour high, we believe that that one also will stand the test of time to be commissioned. Also on the Ado-Awaye Okeo Road is also need the attention. I will not talk much on the road there again. Ikere Road, Atkumi Osogun, and many others that will stand. We talk about, there was a time a bill was presented to this house about ramp and an accelerated passage. And we ensure that all rural roads that connected all our villages are incorporated in this bill. The bill has been passed and has been given to the Ministry of Agric. And in that, we have Akinwumi Osogun Road that connects Ibarapa there. And this will serve many of our villagers and our farmers even to pilot their goods to the center of the state. Let me quickly go to Kajola local government, sir. In Kajola local government, we have
okay, you are going to take the local government one after the other.
Thank you, sir. In Kajola, we have Oyo State College of Health Technology there. And this College of Health Technology has been existent for more than 15 years. But as I'm talking to you, no singular government project there, except the building that was built by that community. And they have students. Sir, we want you to look into that. In the whole of Okiogun, 10 local governments, apart from that of the Kajola, we have another one in Kishi. Those are the only two health schools that are serving us in that zone. And we believe that apart from serving that academic environment, it serves us as a way to relieve us even when we have any health challenges. We believe if more ever concerted on this, it will help us more. We don't have any other thing. We have any tertiary health sector except the secondary sector and academic environment. So His Excellency, that in the whole of Nigeria, nobody, no other, maybe probably we are all these, is it those people that went for a Greek program in Adamawa also, or Nasarawa? Maybe when we mentioned of the Nasarawa, nobody can compare what is happening in Oyo, Fasola now to any other thing in the state. Some of us have been to Fasola. We give kudos to you. This place, we are driving the economy of the state through agric. We believe that can be brought down to tourism sector. Many of the states, no section of the state, even in Ibadan, Ogbomoso, Shaki, Ishe, Ado-Awaye, there's no area, no so in Oyo State. If we harness the tourism centers and we promote it, I believe that Oyo State will be a dwelling place for the tourists in the whole. The executive governor that we need much of attention here. Most of the roads around tourism centers are not good. There are no facilities that can accommodate visitors or tourists. And conclusively, like Honorable Akitunde said, the Honorable from Akinyele, in Okiogun, sir, I just sat down and I see huge amount of money they have spent on security in Oyo State. Hardly in a year that will not give the security personnel much attention in terms of mobility, in terms of financial support and the rest. But be as it may, the Oyo State is a very large community. It's a big community. So if you are talking about security, we should be comparing the security of Oyo State of how some nations in Africa, it is no more than a nation, even if we compare to other nations in Africa. And if I look at it, I still see that as a executive governor with your wisdom, I believe much emphasis should still be laid on the security. Of reasons within a year in office, in Okiogun. Some of us, we do exercise fear even if we want to go home. Of recent citizens in Okiogun, his sister was kidnapped even inside his house, inside her house. And an undisclosed amount of money was paid to rescue that woman. That woman has relocated to Ibadan now. Yeah, His Excellency, we believe that we can still do better in the area of the security, and I pray God Almighty will help us. Once again, I want to appreciate the Executive Governor for the giant strides you have been doing in Oyo State, and I believe by the grace of God, we will continue to set the pace among the community of the state in Nigeria. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much. The Chief Whip.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues, Benga Ekola State Constituency, Your Excellency the Executive Governor of Oyo State, and Alawe and the people of Awe will come to give them instruments and their beaded crown. And just recently, the Chieftaincy Matters, Honorable Olusorin, for these things, 90s, you did it for us without struggle, without issue, and we are enjoying the peace of God. With your support, Your Excellency, we say thank you so much, sir. Take much of your time, Your Excellency. If that is the only thing we will enjoy for this 1 year in Oyo Federal Constituency, you can say you have done so well. Ask for teachers for those schools, and I believe that those schools will be attended to. The LATEC or Your Excellency, please, Your Excellency, we need your attention there. Just last week we discussed the cooperative college in Lekara. Your Excellency, that college of cooperative in Lekara is a very big college, a very big school that could serve our pupils very well. And I believe with the motion we raised here, they just need governing board. With the governing board in place, they will be able to feed the executive what is happening there. We commend you and we pray for more strength, more energy for you, and more wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gwenga Ikola. Honorable Olabi.
The Right Honorable Speaker, members of this distinguished House, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, and every other dignitaries in the Hallowed Chamber today. We actually want to appreciate you, Your Excellency, for the good work you have done. But like my colleagues and my people have mentioned earlier, we still have a lot to do. We have to be truthful to ourselves. You have done a lot for us, but we are Oliver Twist. In the past 5 years, it make the story of Oyo State a story that all of us are proud of as individuals of Oyo State. We will not stop by mentioning a few of those good things you have done for us. In Ibadan, as a main city, you have opened up the first phase of the circular road very soon. You have done for us a lot of junction improvements. Branching to our various homes, we have a lot to tell the mechanic about our cars. Even people that are walking on our roads could stumble if they are not careful walking on their streets. I will want to mention a few to you, sir. You have done ring road for us. As we have done, might have not been seen if those little ones are not completed. If the people of Oyo has forgotten Sabo, Roki, Gedu, we from Ibadan, we knew you have done a lot for them. You have equally done a lot talking about Ogumosho Isheyin Road, Isheyin Ibadan Road. We too will appreciate you because what you are doing to Olonda is a face and we all can see. We know what we face in general gas in past years, and we know what the rail line used to give us if we are going along that axis several years back. But His Excellency will still have a lot. In my constituency, by the Northeast, which is another spot to the airport, if we want to pass through the back gate of the airport, is a bad road. We knew you have done some from Oremeji Express towards Alakia, but we need it to link the one you have fixed on the old road, which is an express for us whenever we are traveling out of the states. There are many other roads to be mentioned. In Southwest, where I came from, we don't have a working secondary school in the whole of that constituency. You have promised us that you are going to give us a second.
I'm Honorable Peter Gbadegeshi Ojedokun, representing Ibarapa Central and North State Constituency. On behalf of my people in Ibarapa land, both male and female, sísá ẹrù pa ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní Ìbàràpá dùn àwa mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ púpọ̀ ń bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀yìn gẹ́gẹ́ ọmọ pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lórí fún wa pé ọ̀nà wa láti Ìdó títí dé Ìrúwà ọlọ́kọ́ máa jẹ́ ohun tí ìjọba kọ́ gbọ́wọ́lé adúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín nítorí pé kété tí ìjọba ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí iṣẹ́ ọ̀nà náà àwọn àǹfì àkókò rírọ̀ yín láti bá àwọn àgbáyé ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ohun tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run à ń rọ̀ yín gbogbo ẹ̀fọ́ táwa àwọn aráàlú lè ṣe àwọn náà ń gbìyànjú èmi náà gẹ́gẹ́ ní sojú wọn náà ń tágbára mi ká mò ń ṣe so Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká ṣàṣeyọrí níbẹ̀ à ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín lórí ètò ìlera adúpẹ́ o ẹ̀wọ̀n ní ìlera ní oògùn ọrọ̀ tí ò bá ti sí ìlera kò sóhun pé tẹ́nìkan lè ṣe ní pàtàkì jùlọ ní ìlú Gàngàn ilé ògùn tó súnmọ́ wa jù òun ló dé ibùsọ̀ 22 kìlómítà tí a rìn tí pàjáwìrì bá dé ká tó lè rí ẹni tí ó bá wa ṣe wá lẹ́yìn ilé ìgbẹ̀bí ilé ìwẹsẹ̀ ilé ògùn à ń wọ ẹjọ́ ìgbò pé gìrìkì ọmọ tàbá fẹ́ gbé lọ pé kí dókítà bá wa wò ó kò sí àfikà dé Igbó Ọrà láti Gàngàn which is 32 kilometres distance ní ká tó fi ọ̀nà ìrìn inú ìgboro kún a nídìí ilé ògùn ìjọba èyí tí ó ní kí dókítà kó wà ń bẹ̀ ó sì fẹ̀sì kò rí dá lójú pé ilé ta lè ló wà òṣìṣẹ́ ló ṣe pàtàkì fún wa tí a nílò ní àdúgbò yìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ dákun ẹ bá wa mójútó àárín yìí Olúwa yóò gbà fún wa lórí ètò ẹkọ́nọ́mì ètò ọrọ̀ ajé wa ẹ ti ṣe púpọ̀ ńbẹ̀ nípa àwọn ọ̀nà tí ó mú lànà láti ìgbèríko kan débì kan tó jẹ́ pé láti kó ọjà wa káàkiri àti ń rí linkages wà ó lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ kò tí ì kárí tó ẹ bá a ṣe ń sọ adúpẹ́ púpọ̀ ní ọwọ́ yín a tún fẹ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ yín sí nípa ọ̀nà ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ajé yìí mo sì rí pé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ dúró lórí ètò iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ láti pé kí eléyìí lè jẹ́ kó lè ran ètò ọrọ̀ ajé wa lọ́wọ́ níwọ̀n bàgbà tí iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ jẹun táwọn retí láti pé kó ran ètò wa lọ́wọ́ Ìbàràpá land òun níbi tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ jù tí wọn ò níṣẹ́ míì là fún ìdí eléyìí a rọ̀ wá irú agric settlement wa tí agric estate irú èyí tó wà ní Fáṣọlá tí a sì ní ìgbàgbọ́ pé yóò tún dára ju ti Fáṣọlá lọ a mọ̀ pé ṣé ń lọ lórí ẹ̀ o ṣùgbọ́n a tún fẹ́ kẹ́ tún tètè bá wa jára mọ́ kẹ́ bá wa pe àwọn ọgbẹ́ ṣeṣe tó wà nídìí ẹ̀ kí wọ́n ti bá mójútó eléyìí kó ba lè tè jẹ́ ṣíṣe kó ba lè kún ètò ọrọ̀ ajé wa lọ́wọ́ nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ bí mo ṣe sọ lọ ó kù ti àwọn ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí a gbọ́ àti múra sílẹ̀ pé ìjọba yìí yóò gba àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sí àwọn iléèwé wa gbogbo wípé gbogbo náà la mọ̀ wípé ohun tó dáa ni kí akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ kó wà nídìí iṣẹ́ kí àwọn tá a sì gbà kó kún ojú òṣùwọ̀n à ń fi àkókò ìrọ̀ ìjọba pé kò tẹ́ wá fẹ́ gba òṣìṣẹ́ gbogbo àwọn tó wá ká ojú òṣùwọ̀n ládùúgbò wa àwọn ní ká ẹgbà sí èyí ẹ má lọ gba àwọn kan pé wọ́n kójú òṣùwọ̀n láti ibìkan tẹ́ wá pẹ̀lẹ́ nìkan tó kójú òṣùwọ̀n ládùúgbò wa yẹn mọ́ tẹ́ gbà á ní fa nìkan lé lọ́wọ́ túlà sípẹ́lẹ̀ yìí ṣùgbọ́n kàtígórì sóònù kọ̀ọ̀kan náà ní lẹ́fù ẹ̀ ẹ gba àwọn ọmọ wa síṣẹ́ láti àdúgbò wa torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àlejò tá à ń gbà lọ sí àwọn iléèwé káàṣe wọn ò kì í ṣiṣẹ́ bí wọ́n mọ̀wé tó ní wọ́n fẹ́ẹ̀ ta ní Tuesday ní wọ́n tó lọ bẹ̀ tọ́wọ́ wà bẹ̀ ní Thursday tó bá ti di alẹ́ Thursday tàbí àrọ̀ Friday wọ́n ti tún kó wọ́n ń lọ ibi tí ẹ ti gbé wọn wọ́tà mọ̀ so fún ìdí eléyìí à ń rọ̀ yín a sì ń bẹ̀ yín wípé ní àdúgbò yẹn wọ́n ti lukoto tẹ̀rù pa lukoto níbẹ̀ la ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ dókítà ti ń jáde professor ti jáde ń bẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ mi tí mo dúró yìí kò kàwé nítarí scholarship ló sì lò throughout his life ó sì di professor tó ti retire so fún ìdí eléyìí ìtọ́sọ́nà ni ètò ẹ̀kọ́ jẹ́ fún àwọn ọmọ wa ẹni Ọlọ́run tó wá ti fún ní ọpọlọ pípé kò síbẹ̀ ti kọ́ tábà tọ́sọ́nà tó tó àti tí ó yẹ yóò mọ̀ pé kẹ́ ẹ gba àwọn refrat ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tẹ́ ẹ gbà yẹn ẹ mú èyí tó dáa jù lára àwọn tó dáa wa èyí tó dáa jù lára àwọn tó dáa wa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mo rántí 1973 ní Ìgbọ̀rà high school nígbà high school wọ́n rọ skate ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ iléèwé wípé kí wọ́n máa lọ sílé wọn wọn ò tiẹ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n repeat kíláàsì ara ọmọbìnrin kan wà láti là látẹ̀ mi ò ní dárúkọ ńtọ̀ wọn fi kọ́ bò láṣìírí ó wá lọ Lísàbí grammar school ẹni wọ́n lé ní Igbó high school ó sì lọ ṣe pòkìrí lọ́hùn tó yẹ kó kú fi bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀ jù bí ó ti yẹ lọ náà ni ó yẹ kó máa ṣe dáadáa lọ́hùn ní kọ̀ ẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé ó lead àwọn tó bá ń bẹ̀ ìṣòro ta ní ládùúgbò wa ni wípé àwọn nǹkan àgbàlódé torí kò síná kò sóhun kan náà àníná àní nǹkan èlò ìyẹn lọ́dà ń pè tà mọ́lẹ̀ ọpọlọ wa pé ju ti àwọn tó wà ní síìtì tẹ̀ ń ronú lọ.
Okay, Baba PJ, round up.
so torí kò sí àsìkò ìhun tá àti lórí ọ̀rọ̀ sikẹ́ẹ̀tì mo kàn fẹ́ mẹ́nubà ní ṣókísì adúpẹ́ púpọ̀ tí ọpẹ́ wa ò lè dópin lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́lá jùlọ wa gómìnà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ní general tí ẹ bá rí à ń kígbe lọ́tún wọ́n ń gbé wọn lọ́tún wọ́n ń ṣe lọ́sì ọ̀dà yìí pé àdúgbò wa ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹran jẹ ko wọ́n Fúlàní ń pààyàn àdúgbò wa ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú oore ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run àti ìrànlọ́wọ́ gómìnà wa fún ìmọ̀ràn tó péye pé kí wọ́n rọ̀ wá tí wọ́n bọ̀ tún sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n bọ̀ sì tọ̀rọ̀ pé kó má sí wàhálà mọ́ Ọlọ́run ti bá paná wàhálà ní àdúgbò yẹn tó yẹ pé ibẹ̀ ló léwu jù tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ibẹ̀ ló fọkànbalẹ̀ jù pátápátá ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ èyí ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa igangan tẹ́ ẹ bá débẹ̀ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ wa ń sìn kò sí wàhálà tẹ́ ẹ bá rí àwọn ọkọ̀ ẹ̀gẹ́ tí wọ́n ń kó tó kọjá igangan náà ti ń kọjá lọ òun the highest producer of cassava ó lè jẹ́ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ rẹ́kọ̀dù yẹn àwọn èèyàn wọn ò mọ̀ anílẹ̀ aníṣẹ́ ní Ìgàngán ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe àgbẹ̀ tó pọ̀ jù tí ò sì sí ọ̀lẹ the least person. ó dáa mo dúró báyìí náà ọ̀gá gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ ti rí ẹṣẹ́ púpọ̀.
Mr. Speaker, the esteemed colleague, Your Excellency, sir. Àdẹ̀lẹ̀ dúpẹ́ tán lórí àwọn àṣeyọrí yín ọ̀gá. On behalf of Sanjo Adedoyin, the Honourable Representative of the South State Constituency, and the leader of this assembly, I'm talking on behalf of the Honourable from Ogbomoso zone. Oga, we appreciate your giant stride all over the state. And on behalf of the entire Ogbomoso sons and daughter, on behalf of KBSC and everybody that has not anything to do with Ogbomoso, we appreciate you for the construction and the commissioning of Ogbomoso Iseyin Road. You are so honored to be named the road service between those here. We say a big thank you to you, sir. His high qualification and what we thought he can bring to that acting to our request, sir. Your Excellency, we still have our own challenge in Ogbomoso. Most especially the state of our Hina Road is what is known to everyone. Before now, Ogbomoso used to enjoy the best road network throughout Southwest, if not throughout Nigeria. But in recent time, especially as a result of inability of federal government of Nigeria to provide an alternative for the articulated lorry that are coming from the north and those who are going to the north, when they were reconstructing Taki to Iseyin to Aweya Road, all the articulated road now were diverted to our Hina Road, which was not prepared for them. Unfortunately, this led to the total collapse of our Hina Road. The entire road in Ogbomoso township are in state of total collapse. They are in state of total impassable to do all what is mannerly possible to come to the rescue of our dear people. Of course, we know you've made it and you've resolved to start work in harness there. But you should come to the rescue of our dear people in harness. May the Lord give you strength to do it. Otamakun, from Otamakun to Aromole, from Aromole to Bomoso North. That road has been begging for attention since, sir. We want you to do everything in order to start the construction process in that area too. Equally, the juice factory in Oko that has been abandoned and has become moribund, we want to appeal to you once again, sir, that everything that is possible, we presented this one to you too during the presentation of budget in December. Our people there are waiting for you. You know we have abundance of juice, mango, and others, variety of them. By the time the industry commences, it will provide a lot of alternative source of income, job opportunity, and many for our people there, sir. Equally, sir, there is a road between Awe that connects Iwate to Ajawa. If that road can be constructed, sir, it will open our people from that axis. It will make it easy for them to connect with the people of other community, especially between Oyo and our dear people in Ogoluwa local government. Mr. Speaker, dear colleague, once again I want to appreciate His Excellency for being part of us in this occasion of our 1-year anniversary. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll take the last comment from the minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, sir, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Oluwaseyi Makinde, Your Excellencies, sir, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, and other authorities that follow the Governor call, to really appreciate the Executive Governor of Oyo State for the laudable project they have done so far in the state. We really appreciate you on that, on infrastructural, road infrastructure, because since 1 year, 365 days now, you have done wonderfully in Oyo State. In the area of infrastructural, road infrastructure, because when we go around in the city now, you will see a lot of things, a lot of road that is tied. So we appreciate for that one. So from my own constituency, Okeogun too, so we have a challenges of security, kidnapper. Oga, we face a lot of security challenge in our area. And
what area is that?
Secretary, Igbo, Betty. There is game reserve there. This game reserve is hiding place for the kidnapper. Oga, we need your help. Kò sí ọ̀nà kankan tí àwọn èèyàn wá lè tọ̀ travel lọ síbi kankan mọ́. Tí everybody bá fẹ́ travel, a máa wà nínú ìpayà. Àwọn tó jẹ́ àgbẹ̀ wa níbẹ̀ yẹn, wọn ò ní lọ sóko dáadáa nítorí àwọn kidnapper, àwọn bandits tó wà níbẹ̀ yẹn. Ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bí ọdún mẹ́ta sẹ́yìn, ẹ ṣègbéjẹ́ fún wa níbẹ̀ láti wá kọ́bù àwọn kidnapper yìí níbẹ̀ yẹn, láti wá kọ́bù gbogbo insecurity tó wà níbẹ̀ yẹn. Torí pé Igbo yìí, this game reserve is linked to each other from Secretary to Igboho, Igbeti, Kishi. Ó wà interwoven, ó link mọ́ra níbẹ̀ yẹn. So we need your help with the engagement of the military personnel, police, civil defense, local vigilante, and traditional ruler around that place in order to curb this issue of kidnapper around that place. Oga, we need your help on that. Secondly, the issue of Igbo, Oga, we need your help on this matter too, because that road is very closer and very important to us around that place. Because ọ̀nà yẹn ló líkì wá dáadáa làwọn àtàwọn àmbẹ̀ yẹn láti Kìṣí lọ sí Ìgbòho, lọ sí Ọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ láti wá sí Ìbàdàn lò fún wa gan. Last time tẹ́ wá fún presentation budget, a sọ̀rọ̀ Ṣakí sí Ìgbòho ọ̀nà yìí. Ipe kẹ́ help wa anything bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọ̀gá abẹ̀yìn pẹ̀lú gbogbo iṣẹ́ dáadáa tí à ń ṣe ní state tí a sì ń rí. Àwa tá a wá níbẹ̀ yẹn náà ẹ má jẹ́ ká wà left out lérí nípa ọ̀nà. Nípa Kìṣí Ìgbòho road, when you come for a last budget presentation, a sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà nípa ọ̀nà bábí 22 kilometre road ní Kìṣí sí Ìgbòho. Ọ̀nà yìí jẹ́ ọ̀nà tó yẹ pé náà hẹ́pù ọrọ̀ ajé wa ń bẹ̀ yẹn dáadáa. Ẹni pàwọ́ ta wá láti Kìṣí Ìgbòho Ìgbẹ́tì àgbẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀ jù ní wa ń bẹ̀ yẹn. So ọ̀nà yìí a sì rọ́nà.
Road. Many of our people are not receiving our salary in Oyo State. They don't know that they are accessible. The only thing they need to.
That's. Kabiyesi also, please, just. And then start tackling in Ibadan with the. We also have ramp. Ramp is 1,000 kilometers of road, rural roads or farm roads are going timing. Not to the state of the state address. Again, I stand on the already established protocol. Let me challenge the House of Assembly and its leadership. By next year, when we come for the next year's State of the State address, this whole chamber should have been totally transformed, and the public address system should be sparkling. There shouldn't be any scratching or anything like that. So we're ready to work with you to ensure that this is done as quickly as possible. It has been 5 years since our administration took over the highest office of governance in Oyo State. Because we have always had your support as we made people first decisions. I always say to people, oh, they come around and say the State Assembly, you know, they are rubber stamp. In as much as we have alignment on what we want to deliver for our people, what again are we? Okay, Doctor, because the Right Honorable Speaker came to me and said SAFER has been saving lives in this assembly. So I said, let's continue to save more lives. These interventions have directly impacted the development of our dear states. The food relief package went to 200,000 poorest of the poor households. We use this component to stimulate our economy, as the food items distributed were locally sourced and purchased from our traders in all the zones where distribution was done. We did not take Gari from Ibadan to Oyo or Elubo from Oyo to Shaki. The purchases were done locally. So anything distributed in Okeogun 2, for instance, were purchased in that locality. Same for Ibarapa. Our transport subsidy has so far provided relief for over 20,000 of our people daily. The vulnerable people, they pay 50% less for the Omituntun bus service. And currently we have 64 buses plying intra and inner city routes. For the health insurance component, we paid 2024 health insurance coverage for 40,000 pensioners and refunded 2023 payments totaling 100 owners. In state-owned tertiary institutions, and 84,000 vulnerable persons are also being enrolled in the Oyo State Health Insurance Agency scheme. And business stimulation components were designed as medium. We delivered that project by first quarter, for example. And we're not building roads will crumble. They gave us a warrant. 20 of the roads within those roads to connect zones of the states. Well, we have done more. In a way, cultivation and dairy production. We also have the RITA platform, Go Seed Vegetative Limited. Come with them and harvest the first set of tomatoes from that farm, and that is going to ShopRite across the country. So, we're moving somewhere. We have also attracted processors like African Agricultural Tech Foundation, Flash Agro Farm, and Trolley International Limited. And last but not the least, we have AgriDrive, who are big in farm mechanization. And just down the same road, Oyo Esenyi Road, we have Oyo State Sugarcane Processors Limited, producers of brown sugar and molasses. And if you must hear, brown sugar is not produced anywhere in this country today. So Oyo State will start the production of brown sugar. It is being imported into this country today. So, Chief Adepoju told me, because he was with me at Fashola over the weekend, he's expanded his operations to include a 20-hectare sugarcane plantation at the Fashola Agribusiness Industrial Hub, gingered by the completion of the Oyo Esenyi Road and the Adebayo Alao Akala Memorial Highway. So these industries located in Fashola provide jobs for our local population. Our modest estimate is that the operations at Fashola will provide 1,500 direct and indirect new jobs and support to about 7,000 smallholder farmers. The current cumulative investment of the private sector in that hub is over 10 billion naira. This is expected to grow to 20 billion within the next year. We took a different approach to agricultural development, and we continue in this trajectory. Our Oyo State Land Tractorization Subsidy Scheme is designed to reach real farmers, and this is why we enlisted 123 extension officers in all 33 local government areas to ensure that our farmers have direct access to tractors. And there's no corruption in it. If you want to clear 10 acres, bring your money for 5 acres, and the state government will subsidize for the additional 5 acres. And it's not government running any tractor unit. These are private people. We'll go to them, pay, they will clear it. If we are successful, next year we repeat the same thing, and we keep growing the amount of land that we're cultivating in Oyo State. And for the distribution of farm inputs, we designed a data-driven distribution system that started with the biometric capture of farmers. It is on record that the World Bank saw our system and decided to adopt it as the NG Cares model, and that has been replicated throughout the country right now. So in the past year, we have distributed farm inputs to 2,573 smallholder farmers in 15 local government areas of the state. We continue to be first in policy formulation and implementation. So in October 2023, I signed Executive Order Number 1 of 2023 on the protection of mining communities against insecurity and exploitation in Oyo State into law. This is the first such law anywhere in Nigeria. First ever. With this executive order in place, mining communities in Oyo State can now better benefit from the responsible exploitation of solid minerals within the state. We have also used the state's special purpose vehicle, the Pacesetter Mineral Development Corporation, to acquire 23 new mineral titles. We are working on acquiring even more through the Oyo State Mineral Development Agency. Oyo State will continue to play a huge role in the sale and development of solid minerals in Nigeria. You are aware that the first international gemstone market in Nigeria is located here in Oyo State at Akinyele local government area. So that validates Dickens' position that Akinyele is the fastest growing local government area in Oyo State. To further support our plans to ensure our state benefits from the huge deposit of solid minerals, we are working on completing the head office for PMDC at Jericho, Ibadan. The structure, which will serve as an operational base for solid mineral mining development in Oyo State, is already at about 80% completion. Our fourth focus area for the economic development of our dear state is tourism. Honorable Adiola from Ishanyi Tesiwaju State constituency, spoke about tourism. Well, last April, we hosted the world at an international tourism summit, signaling our administration's readiness to foster partnerships with the private sector. Our plan is to continue working to make Oyo State the destination for heritage, leisure, and agri-tourism through direct and indirect investments in the sector. We recently signed an MOU with a private investor to upgrade the Agodi Gardens into an international standard botanical garden. Our soon-to-be completed Omololu Olunloyo Park will be the first of many such leisure facilities to drive internal tourism in our dear state. And you will have noticed also, most weekends, people from Lagos, from all over, they troop into Oyo State. So we just need to keep pushing and keep pushing until we get to where we really want to be. The other three pillars upon which our roadmap for sustainable development 2023 to 2027 is built have not been left out. In education, we completed the College of Agricultural Sciences and Renewable Natural Resources campus, LAUTECH in Iseyin. We have also approved the recruitment of 7,000 teachers into Oyo State public primary schools and 100 caregivers. I think the portal is open. And 2 days ago, I approved also recruitment of 7,000 secondary school teachers. Remember, yes. Before this administration came in, no recruitment in that sector. We recruited, I think, about 5,000 teachers and 2,000 non-teaching staff during Omitutun 1.0. But now we're recruiting teachers for both primary schools and secondary schools in the state. Well, with your approval, Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, I appointed a special advisor on education intervention because you gave me the approval for special advisors. I think maybe it was 10 or something like that. But out of that approval, I appointed the special advisor on education intervention. He has been mandated to conduct needs assessment in public primary and secondary schools in the state to identify schools for infrastructural interventions. You will also recall that starting with the 2024 budget, we allocated 15 billion naira annually for infrastructural renewal, classrooms and basic infrastructure in public primary and secondary schools in Oyo State. This, along with consistent payments of the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC counterpart funds, will help us significantly reduce the infrastructural deficit in our public schools. Just a small note on where we've been over this past 4+ years. UBEC intervention, that's a SUBEB. Everybody before now, if you are appointed SUBEB chairman, people are coming to you thinking this is a lucrative appointment. But quite frankly, with the deficit that we have in Oyo State, if we continue, because SUBEB, their budget is about 3 billion yearly, sometimes 2.5. We pay 1.5 or 1.25, and then the federal government through UBEC, they will put in the counterpart portion of it. The deficit that we have is between 40 and 50 billion. Most of our schools, no fence, you have roofs that have collapsed. Some of our children, sitting on the floor to learn. So if we continue spending 3 billion consistently every year, it will take at least 15 years to close the gap. And we're quite aggressive. We want to close this gap in 3 years, starting from this year. What that means is that we will spend 15 billion every year consistently outside of UBEC SUBEB intervention to close that gap. And we're starting with about 70 schools that have approved. Once our students go on holiday, by the time they come back for first term of the next academic year, at least 70 schools will have been completely taken out of having any infrastructural deficit. In healthcare, we have continued to demonstrate that we deserve to remain the state of first. Just over a week ago, I was privileged to commission the first solarized pressure swing absorption oxygen plant at Jericho Specialist Hospital. And this project was facilitated by UNICEF, CHAI, NACA, IHS Towers, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in collaboration with the Canadian and Norwegian governments. This project will reduce morbidity and mortality due to hypoxemia in Oyo State by addressing the key barriers which limit access to high-quality diagnostics and medical oxygen delivery system in our health facilities. So in the first year of Omitutun 2.0, we completed the upgrade of General Hospital Aremo Ibadan and equipped 264 primary healthcare centers, including the ones upgraded under Omitutun 1.0. And we will, I thought PJ was going to talk about the PHCs, one per ward, because somehow under Omitutun 1.0, I think Ibarakwa Central and North was omitted, and I spoke to Dr. Olatunji. We're reviving that. It will be one of the first for them to mobilize into as soon as we start this phase. So we're in the process of recruiting 232 doctors, nurses, pharmacists, physiotherapists, and medical laboratory scientists. and the exit replacement of health workers who left the service from 2021 till date. This ensures that our public healthcare service does not continue to be incapacitated by lack of personnel. Also, speaking of first, our administration was able to attract the first gas supply and distribution infrastructure in the state. This will deliver gas to industrial and commercial users. I was in London a few weeks back. People thought I was on holiday, but I didn't go on holiday. I went to work. We signed the final investment agreement, and this circa $100 million project has been, the FID has been signed, and its completion date is Q4 2025. So indeed, Oyo State is fostering an industrial revolution through deliberate plans and strategic action. Earlier in the year, we were in Morocco and returned with a multi-million-dollar deal. Africorp, a multinational with diverse business interests in the agro-business, mining, education, mattress production, wood carpentry, and PET recycling, will set up its factory here in Ibadan. Every time that I'm going to Lagos, I'm looking at the progress being made out there. Once you go past the Rashidi Ladoja GRA, if you look at your left, you will see a fence being done. That is the site of the factory. They're almost done with the fencing, and I've been assured that they are going to fast track the final investment decision on siting their factory out there. Well, this weekend and the whole of next week, we're off to Asia. I'm just putting you on notice. So when you hear that I'm in Japan, don't think I've gone there, you know, on holiday again. I've gone there because we were invited by the World Bank to share our experience on the Ibadan Urban Flood Management Project, and also for us to seek additional funding to ensure that no part of Oyo State is ever going to be flooded again. We'll see. We know that the only way to get our people out of poverty and into prosperity is by increasing productivity. We must attract big businesses into our state and enable them to set up shop, not just in one zone, but all the zones of our dear state. This is always my argument with the federal government. Oh, you want autonomy for the local government. The governors are the ones misusing local government money. The governors are the ones getting additional money from FARC. You know, it's a case of Ketu calling pot black, because if, I mean, any money that comes into the federation account is shared between the federal government, the state government, and the local government. So, and the federal government takes, I believe, 52% of that money. So if 28% are suddenly gone up, what will happen to 52%? We're taking from the same pot. We have exchange rate problems. Okay, naira to dollar has gone to this extent. But the bottom line is you cannot fix those challenges except we become productive. So for us in Oyo State, I've asked them, all the multinationals are leaving. The industrial manufacturers are also not comfortable. They are leaving. When we went to Morocco, we sat down with the Africorp. They invested about $100 million in a Mocha foam. When they invested the $100 million, it was seen as a percentage of their turnover. But suddenly they make their money in Naira. And exchange rate went from 400 Naira to the dollar to 1,000 plus. Now, they will have to do their calculations and say, okay, so we invested in Nigeria. The turnover now, X billion of Naira suddenly is 1/3 of the value when they invested. So you have to engage the people. You have to let them know that, well, yes, this is temporary. At some point, we will turn the corner. Rather than us pointing accusing fingers and saying, look, this is not getting more money from the common pot. We need to be productive. It's productivity, productivity, and productivity that will solve the problem for us. So for us in Oyo State, I've been having interest from outside of Nigeria. So that tells me that we're doing what is right, and our fundamentals are really, really very strong. The 2022 report on multidimensional poverty in Nigeria, this is the first of such reports ever produced, stated that 5 out of every 10 people in Oyo State are living in poverty, 50%. We're determined that the next time such a report is produced, Oyo State will have taken a huge leap forward and lifted millions more out of poverty. This is our promise. This is our pledge. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of the House, economic prosperity will mean nothing in an insecure environment. I think he's the minority leader was talking about insecurity in Okeogun area, Shaki, Kishibo. Well, it is a big issue, not only for government. Because when people say, oh, they kidnap people in our area and all of this, we always say to them, if you see something, say something to us, and then we will ensure that something is done about it. If you see strange people within your area and you're not saying it until something, happens, then you're also to take part of the blame. So for all of you, I want to implore you, when you go home, it's not only a constituency project that you're going to inspect. You also let the people know what are the strange things happening around this environment. If you have headache now, well, you may think it's malaria, or you may think, okay, this headache is just dehydration. Maybe I need to drink a bit more water. But what if it's a brain cancer or something really catastrophic? So if most of these things, they will start really small. And if we do Yoruba, so some of these little challenges, if we're able to nip them in the bud as early and as soon as possible, then we have the chance to keep our state safe and secure. In Kishi, the deputy governor is here. There's a nexus between illegal mining and illegalities and insecurity. We apprehended some illegal miners in Kishi, and the community came out and said, no, you won't arrest these people. So I told the deputy governor, I will send troops in there. And our people will be hurt. So it is not for government alone to solve some of these problems. We all have to come together. And when I called Dr. Moronkola Thomas, and that Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development, they are key. We want to enforce the rule of law, but we want our people to be aware. So a lot will be given to them so that they can educate our people, they can advocate for some of the policies that this government is putting forward. So in the first year of Omitutu 2.0, we supported the security agencies with the resources they need to continue to keep our dear state safe and secure. We procured and handed over 135 additional operational vehicles fully equipped with modern communication gadgets. Well, now it's 1 year down, 3 more to go. Quite frankly, today I dreamt of being free, not worrying my head about the challenges in Oyo State. In fact, I dreamt like I was on holiday somewhere, and then I didn't see no government officials, no politicians, nobody like that. Well, we still have 3 more to go. And let me say this, and it's also for the benefit of the people ruling us at the federal level. Yesterday, maybe some of you, possibly you might have seen it on, I guess, maybe African news or channels. They said there was riots in central Algeria because of water supply. And then I'm asking myself, these people, they have good roads, you know, they have all of this, but they are rioting for, you know, water. And we are not even able to provide water, you know, for our people. Very basic things we're still struggling with. So for those of you that will lead us well into the future, and I'm not ashamed to say it, that most of you here, your leaders from 3 years from now, me, I'm out of it. You will be the ones, you know, carrying this burden forward. Yeah, we're laying a very solid foundation for the people coming behind, you know, to be able to perform. But the challenges are enormous. So don't think if you if you construct roads, you fix this infrastructure and things like that. Can somebody tell me who constructed the ring road? It was the biggest single investment, you know, to come to that state for several years as of the time that road was being constructed. People have forgotten. Now we are, you know, resurfacing that road. So, for this administration, I'll continue to say it. Yes, we'll continue our drive for bridging the infrastructural deficit in the state, but we're not going to be defined by the infrastructure that we're building. We are going to be defined by the institutions that we're putting in place to ensure that whatever happens, Oyo State can continue to thrive. We can continue to survive. So by the grace of God, we will continue to build strong institutions in our dear state. I call them institutions for posterity. We now have Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development, OMASEL. We have the Oyo State Project Monitoring Agency, the Oyo State Rule of Law Authority, the Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, the Oyo State Anti-Corruption Agency, OYACA. And before we came in, energy security wasn't an issue in Oyo State, but we created the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. We're also strategizing to position the Water Corporation of Oyo State for sustainable growth. These are the institutions of the future. And in all of this, we've had the cooperation and support of the State House of Assembly. So I want to say thank you so much for being a worthy partner. These institutions will play pivotal roles in the engineering of a modern Oyo State, working with the existing ministries, departments, and agencies. I thank you for listening. Thank you and God bless.
We want to appreciate His Excellency for a very expansive State of the State address, which touched on all the sectors. And, without him even knowing what the agitations of the members were from the various constituencies, His Excellency was able to address some of these issues that have been brought forward to him. I want to use this opportunity to thank the supporters, the SSG, the Chief of Staff, the Head of Service. I see due process also here. The commissioners, the chairman, the whole structure of the executive, for actually being very up to the task with the capacity that they've shown from 1.0 to 2.0. We as legislators, during our deliberations, we understand how hard the task might be. And then we also appreciate that we're all working for the same goal. Most especially, I really want to also specially thank His Excellency for directing all parastatals, be it ministries, departments, or agencies, and even rubbed off on the House of Assembly to be disciplined, diligent, operate with data, facts, in order to ensure that the dividend of democracy reaches the very grassroots. And those are the people that we represent. So therefore, Your Excellency, we thank you for being the leader that you are, a very responsible leader that you are. Our ideas of governance from before your inception is different from the style that you came in with. Well, from the first address, you already promised that it will not be business as usual within the government. And you have actually shown over the years, this will be your 5th year. We pray that your reputation will never be tarnished until the end of your tenure. You will continue to rise from height to height. You might think that you are going on a holiday after your 2nd term, but it will be a shame and it will be a loss, I would rather say, to the political space, if we cannot use your experience and, your administrative qualities that you've gathered in these 8 years to deploy in any other kind of sphere, in any kind of public service. We understand you even more than anybody else outside there. What people hear about, about you from the outside